Hi everyone, we're going to talk about how craters form today, specifically impact craters, like asteroids and meteors and meteorites and things of that nature. So as you can see, there's a lot of them all over the planet. You could see all these different craters from meteorite impacts, and it's important to notice that the craters specifically take on different shapes depending on their impact trajectory, their speed, the size of the meteorite or meteor, and things of that nature. And they're going to basically make a different shape when they hit the ground. And the thing is about craters, a lot of them are filled in because the Earth has a lot of erosional processes, weathering, and things like that. It fills in the craters. So we're kind of limited sometimes on where we could study these impacts, but we learn all about the types of impacts and how they work by studying the moon, because the moon and other planets that don't have systems that have weather don't have any processes that fill in or erode the material away. So that's really, really useful for us. Now you could see all these craters are happening in different areas, so there's really no specific spot that the craters hit more often. They're just kind of random, and the Earth is bombarded with craters constantly by meteorites, meteors, and things like that. Now, the magnetic field of the Earth and our atmosphere do protect us from a lot of impact craters, especially from the smaller meteors that want to come into the atmosphere. They kind of just get broken up over a little bit of time, but some do get in. And you could see this is going to be asteroid events from 1994 to 2013 that I found, and you could see a lot of them here. They're kind of randomly scattered throughout the planet, but these are the ones that disintegrated in Earth's atmosphere, and there's day and night. So there's a lot of them, the point being. Here's a crater in Arizona. That's Meteor Crater. Pretty big impact site, but you could see the general shape of it. This is kind of like a bowl-shaped depression. And I would definitely know the word depression also means like a crater, sort of like a hole in the ground. Now, you can do a lab on this in class. I know we do, where we basically get a sand pit going, and you could use different things besides sand, and then you basically drop a ball or different rocks in the sand pit, and you could kind of see how the cratering process happens. You can look at the different patterns that is left behind, which is pretty cool. And a couple of things that we look for is the floor, the ejecta pattern, which is like the dust and the material that blankets the surrounding area. The rim of the crater, which is going to be rock thrown out of the crater and deposited in a ring pile of debris. We got the walls of the crater and some other features like central uplift in the middle, which is a mountain that kind of forms in the middle just because of like a pressure differentiation. So sometimes you get this big mound that forms like right in the middle of the crater, which is pretty cool. Now, kinetic energy is going to be the main force that's going to create these impacts, right? So now you can kind of see the A, B, C to D in terms of the formation of a crater. The initial impact, there's a shock wave, there's that rebound effect you could see in B that's going to create that little mountain sort of pillow shape in the middle sometimes. And ejecta is another good vocabulary word to know. That's going to be like dust and dirt that just gets shot out essentially. Here's just some examples of some Earth crater, Moon crater, Mars crater, just to know that they're different sizes, they got different structures and shapes. This is the crater that was left behind from the impact that killed all the dinosaurs, just so you're aware of like where that is. Craters cause crazy destruction, obviously. They could cause fires, they can cause mass extinction events. And for our practice question today, we have, why are craters more visible on surfaces like the moon and Mars compared to the Earth? Were you listening? So some answers to this could be, on Earth, processes like weathering, volcanic activity, and vegetation growth erase older craters over time. The moon and Mars have little to no atmosphere, so there's no wind, water, or tectonic movement at all to erode the craters, allowing them to remain intact for billions of years, which is why they're so useful to study. How about this question? How does studying impact craters help scientists understand Earth's past? Some good answers to this could be, scientists can use impact craters to study past meteorite collisions and their effect on the Earth's climate, atmosphere, and geology. The presence of craters can provide evidence of ancient asteroid impacts, such as that crater in Mexico that we just saw that wiped out the dinosaurs, which could be linked to extinction events. By comparing Earth's impact sites to those on the Moon and Mars, we can estimate how frequently that the Earth has been hit by large space objects just using probability and statistics. Another thing that we can use is crater formations help scientists understand how planetary surfaces evolve over time and how cosmic events have influenced Earth's history over a long period of time. Any of these answers are going to be good. So key takeaways from today's lesson. Impact craters form when meteoroids, asteroids, or comets collide with the surface, transferring kinetic energy into a powerful explosion that excavates material and creates a circular depression. Crater features include the basin, the raised rim, the ejecta pattern, and sometimes a central peak formed by the surface rebounding effect after the impact. Craters are preserved on the Moon and Mars because they lack erosion and plate tectonics, while the Earth's surface is constantly reshaped. Now remember, sometimes we can find good crater evidence on Earth, but it's more likely to find it on an area that doesn't have an atmosphere. It's much more, you're going to get a lot more information from there. Crater size increases with object size and speed because the greater mass and velocity produce more impact energy. Impact angle affects the crater shape, with vertical impacts forming circular craters and maybe an impact on an angle, creating elongated craters with uneven ejecta patterns. Craters provide evidence that helps scientists understand planetary history, including past collisions, surface age, and major events like mass extinctions. All right, thanks for hanging out for this little lesson on impact craters, and I will see you on the next one. Good luck.